Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a beautiful purple nail art design using some of my new Madam Glam gel polishes. So they're new to me but not new to the website. Madam Glam were very kind and wanted me to pick up some colours that I wanted to try out, and they sent to me for free. So these are all the colours I picked out. They are absolutely stunning. I am so in love with all of those purple shades, and especially the little nude that I'm going to show you guys now. It's called All Natural, I believe, and it's literally the perfect nudie natural shade. Love, 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 love. So if you all probably quite often see me use Cloud Beauty, N17 and all the other kind of nude shades that are usually my go-to, this is my new go-to. This literally replaces all the others. They're basically the same shades. This is so creamy, works so well, literally replaces it. So you'll be seeing this shade so often on my channel. Be prepared. So with today's nail design, it's a recreation of a nail set that I saw on Instagram. I love Instagram for inspirations and recreational videos. So for today, we are recreating a account called CEE Nails 102. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. I'm usually really bad with pronouncing user handles and names and everything, but if you check them out on Instagram, beautiful nails, a lot of amazing inspiration, and that's where I've picked up today's inspiration / recreation. So I am applying a nude shade across all of those nails, 2 layers of course, and I am curing them in between. If I'm way too chatty or a bit weird than usual, it's probably because I had a massive caramel frappuccino from Starbucks. Oh my god, it's so hot right now in the UK, and that was just the perfect thing that I needed to cool me down. But that comes with caffeine, and I don't really drink coffees very often, so when I do have one, I'm completely buzzing, jumping everywhere, and just a lot of energy. I'm very talkative. There's definitely a thing for me whenever I have caffeine or anything like that, anything with energy, it just ends up making my mouth not stop. So if I'm kind of talking way too much or completely going off topic, then that's probably why. So going back to the video, I am using the darkest shade of purple here, and I'm going to do a French tip. So I've done my smile line, and I'm being lazy and I'm just colouring it in from with the brush from the bottle. And I've done 2 layers, I believe now, and now I'm going with these dots. So just like in the image that we're copying, I did kind of pull the dots a bit too high, I think they should have probably been a bit lower, but it's fine because they still end up looking just kind of how I wanted it to. But for it to be just that ever so little notch more perfect, I would have preferred 1 or 2 less dots at the top. But that'll be all completely down to kind of the nail size that you're using. Of course, for me, I've got super long set of nails, and it's quite easy to get carried away and put way too many dots. And as you can see, I'm not being too perfect with it. They're a bit wonky, one's larger than the other, and it's not that noticeable, which is great. So once I'm happy with that one, it'll go into the lamp. So once that is curing, we can work on our second nail. So for this nail, I am going to do a flame, and flames are something that I struggle with a little bit. I find them quite hard to do, and I don't really do them too often, which is probably why I struggle with them. So here I'm just doing a little outline. Most of this nail I end up actually doing off camera. I just needed it right in my face, trying to really find a very comfortable position to do the flames. So unfortunately, done it off camera, and as you can see, I used the middle shade of purple that we've got to kind of do some shading and some outlines. So that one is done. I'm so sorry that I end up being off camera. If you're like me and struggle with flames, there are a lot of stamping plates on the market that you can use to do flames. I think I've seen it somewhere. I might have one actually, but I know Clear Jelly Stamper for sure has one, possibly Maniology, or I could be wrong. There are a couple. So definitely go check any of your favorite stamping places out, and you might be able to find them, and it's just so much easier. You're able to get the perfect flame every time. Highly recommend stamping if you're into that or would like to get into that, definitely with flames and stuff like that, where your customers or clients are kind of, you know, the designs that they would usually pick quite often. So maybe animal print, some flames, hearts, flowers, those kind of things are probably the best things to pick up with your stamping plates. So for this next nail, we used the lighter shade of purple to do our French tip and cured it, of course. And now we're going in and we're basically repeating the other nail on this one, but with the opposite shade. So with the other one, the French tip was using the dark purple, and the dots were using the lightest purple I've got here. And now we're flipping it around. So the lightest shade is our French tip, and the dots are our dark shade of purple. So I think this is the one and only nail that was not the same as the set that we're recreating. I just felt like I wanted another French tip. I really like how it ended up looking with all those dots. So that's why we're doing another one. I'm just going to finish it up. Of course, pop it into the lamp. Once you're done, we'll have one more nail where we're going to do some hand nail art, and we're going to do a little flower. And then we'll top coat all of these, and we'll also chuck on some crystals. And I've had a little play with some rhinestones, and we did our own little flowers, which I think they came out so cute looking. So this nail is the flower nail, and I'm going to do almost like this little slanted line, and I'll be the center of our flower. So I'm just going to color it in, and I'm using the darkest shade of purple. So just color it in. I believe I ended up doing 2 coats of this purple, but I will do the second coat later on when I outline the actual petals that we're going to do. But that'll be in just a moment. I'm just going to colour it in and then cure it, just because I didn't want it budging or anything, and I really liked where it was. So now it's time for our flowers. I'm grabbing a big dotting tool, the largest one I could find, and I'm trying to make a huge dot. So I had to kind of swivel the brush around on my little nail to get the dot as big as I wanted it, and I still felt like it wasn't that big, but it had to do. Then I'm just dragging the line to that little dark half circle that we've just created, and that will be our first petal. And you want to repeat that, and each petal is going to be the opposite color, if that makes sense. So if we're using that middle shade of purple now, the next one up is going to be the lightest shade, and then the middle shade, then the lightest shade, and so on. So this is actually quite quick, just because the flower petals are so large that it doesn't take very many of them. So you just want to keep repeating it. I do end up cutting the video and finishing off camera real quick, and then I'll come back to you guys to show you how I outline using that dark shade of purple. And I also end up, of course, applying a second layer of that centerpiece of our flower at the bottom as well. So here it is. We've got all of our petals done. I think I only ended up doing 1 layer of those petals here. And I'm just very gently trying to outline the petals here. So first I ended up finding it quite easy to do the one side of the petal, and then I went in and finished it up and did the right hand side. And I feel like the outline really gives that extra detail to the petals. So you just want to finish that one up, and of course do a second layer in that centerpiece of the flower too. I did end up putting a little face there too, just like in the image we're creating, but the image we are recreating had a yellow center, but I kind of felt like I didn't want any yellow. I just wanted to use these colors. They're so beautiful, and we have so many different shades of purple, so I just kept it on that purple theme. So now it's time for crystals. I've got these beautiful, beautiful purple crystals. I picked them up on Shein a little while ago, and they're probably one of my most used little purple crystals from that little massive pack that I ended up getting. It was a big little, big. I say big and then I said little. It was a big container of different colours. And these purple ones are just the most picked up ones for me. Unfortunately, they came all with one size, so I find them quite hard to use sometimes. I like to use different sizes to do my designs, so when I only have one size, it's a bit of a bummer and a bit of a struggle, but we try and make it work wherever possible. So I'm going in with a large AB crystal in the center, then popping 2 of the purple crystals on either side, and then finishing it up with a tiny little AB crystal on both sides as well, and then popping it into the lamp. So now that when that one goes in, we have one more nail to finish up, which is this one, and this is where we're going to make our own little flowers using the rhinestones. I feel like not so long ago it was such a little like trend. I felt like I was seeing it all over my Instagram For You page and everything, on TikTok and everywhere, and I thought they were so cute looking, and I wish I had smaller purple crystals so I can make smaller version of those, but I couldn't. So we end up doing 2 large purple petal flowers. So we're doing 5 petals and then 1 little AB crystal in the center. We're going to do 2 of those, and then I might cure the purple ones down first and then crack on with the little ones. I think I do because it's about to cut, so we'll get to that in a second. But look how beautiful those purple ones are, guys. So pretty. I feel like I've seen those on Temu, you know, for like $2.50 for like a big old pack. So it's definitely a must. Like, they're so pretty. So they're cured, and now we're going in with 2 little ones. And like I said, if I had little purple crystals, I would have popped the little ones down, but I didn't, so I just did a full AB flower little design, and I'm using very, very small crystals, or at least the smallest ones I could find in my little mix of AB crystals there. And same thing, I'm going in with 5 petals and then 1 little one in the center. There we go. It's so cute looking. I'm literally so happy with this nail. I love how it came out, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom one as well. I preferred if the bottom one was even smaller than I did manage to get it, but like I said, it was just what I had at hand from the little mix that I had, so I had to make it work somehow. Or alternatively, you probably could have just skipped that flower, to be honest, and just have 3. But I felt like I needed another one because I love them so much. I just love how they came out looking. So you can pop them into the lamp, and then you can crack on with your top coat. So top coat will be a bit annoying to place on the flower nail just because of those crystals. You don't want to place the top coat on the crystals, so you have to avoid them. So especially useful would be an nail art brush to just dip into the top coat and go around the crystals. That will also help them kind of stay in place if you are recreating this on a client. And that way you also won't get it on the crystals, which is a win-win. So here I just show you guys a little bit. As you can see, I'm clearly running out of my top coat big time, so I was literally there forever trying to top coat all of these beautiful nails, so I ended up just cutting it out. So here are the final results. Hope you guys liked it. I think it's so playful, fun, and trendy. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure you check out Madam Glam. They're in the description. And yeah, I love you guys, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.